Hey there, happy Monday. Hopefully you had a great trading day. It's me, Victor, Curiosity Trader. Just gonna do a quick recap of the day. What a day. Today was one of those days where everything felt like everything was going right for me. Overall, 5 out of 5 day, 5-star for me. Again, I'm just gonna go over pretty much the trades which I took for today and what I'm long. Pretty much, I'm just gonna talk about the difference between, again, like the same thing, recognizing a short squeeze, and again, as a trader, you have to have a playbook of trades. Develop your playbook, as they say. And I want to show you the differences between a day trade and a swing trade, and understand the variations of setups. Again, Codex, I really don't day trade anymore. Sometimes I do, only whenever there's momentum. Because I classify myself as a momentum trader, but swing trading has been really what I've been doing the past year. So whenever I see momentum on my intraday scans for like really low float runners, micro runners, I'm not going to ignore them because I still have a small account. But as I mentioned, Beyond Meat doubled my account, and Codex pretty much almost doubled it again. So I'm not going to ignore it, but I understand like day trading is good with a small account. I understand that, but I'm still gonna do it, but I really look forward to like trading setups that I can see clearly setting up, like a GSIT or like ASTS or like Path. They were just more, these are swing ideas, IRN, QBTS, all of them are setting up nicely, so they're a lot different compared to Codex, because I have 2 scans here. This one's pretty much penny stocks, day trading. You can make money on them. I'm not saying you can't. It's just like you're fighting near your entry the entire time, and that's fine if that's what you want to do. Good. But I right now I work a full-time job, so again, I'm not ignoring this. I made about 15,000 today on this. I was up about 30, but I gave back some. I'll go over that reason why. But there's always, you get to find out your personality as a trader. As I mentioned in numerous videos, you get to find out who the hell you are, and it takes time getting to that level. But just focus on one setup, okay? But I've been doing this for about 7 years, and sometimes when I see an intraday chart like this, it's just 5-star. And I'll go over my thesis of why I went long. But I'm mainly focused on stocks like DBLT. This is a swing trade idea. This is pretty much opening range highs, what I've been talking about over and over again on my channel this past year. Same with NUAI. Same deal. NUAI, well, DBLT, as I mentioned, I sold the rest of my swing today. It was a great sell in the high 380s, and I'm not going to call no one out, but I saw some people on Twitter buying it today, and that's not how you want to do things. The entry was on Friday over the range break. As I mentioned, same stuff there. So if you're really buying it up here, again, you don't want to do that because it's already above these moving averages, as we talk about all the time on channel. So it just does not, the risk reward. Yes, it could have worked, but the risk reward up here over the long term, the odds are not going to be on your side. So don't do that. You want to buy it just as it's breaking the ranges, as we talked about on the channel over and over again. Same thing with NUAI. I sold. I got long, as I mentioned. I was chasing this. Well, no, I sold the initial long. I recognized it. I got long at 580. I sold at pre-market, after hours rather. And I was watching this. I did take a stab on it numerous times today at 580, and well, just one time at 580, and it didn't really break. This is a sign of weakness, not a sign of weakness. It's a sign of strength, in my opinion. Rather, as I mentioned, the best stocks are going to test that area, and as I mentioned, it's testing the area, but it's making a higher low. So pretty much like a flag pattern. And as I mentioned, the best stocks with strength make a big move, they pull back and they base, but in that area of consolidation. So as I mentioned, in these areas, whenever it's basing, the more it tests this area of resistance but does not break out, but it's holding these higher lows, it's a sign of strength. The setup's valid, and that's when you usually have the best breakouts. A perfect example of that really was on RGTI, back whenever it had its initial run, as it pretty much there. It's proven that the setup is valid. That's an example. So I'm gonna watch this one for the rest of the week. Ideally, the best case scenario, I would love this to pull back in base, somewhere near, who knows. This could gap up, and who knows, over the level of 670. But this is a setup, okay? It's different from Codex, okay? I'm gonna go over Codex in a minute, but I just want to understand there's different time frames versus day trading and swing trading. A day trade usually is, of course, in a day, but a play like DVLT, it's overnight, and pretty much like RGTI, that was multi-day runner for me. And with BE, I closed my swing trade on BE today, and pretty much the same premise. It's always closed before. If it closes beneath the 10-day, and I pretty much saw it gapping down, well, not gapping down, but fading out of the open, and I just sold because this was a nice bounce. I got long at 95 I sold about 110 average. That was a good trade, and plus they have earnings tomorrow, and I want to hold through earnings, so this is on backlist still, but this is a great trade. If they have good earnings, it could pretty much go over that pivot level, so I'll watch that one for sure. But NUAI is one I'm watching. Again, it's AI theme. Always think in terms of themes, momentum, okay? So I'm watching it. If it does, perhaps base, ideally. Big, it's pretty much picture perfect. If it does base in some sort, pull back, some sideways. Because again, the chart is a recent IPO. So it's a clean chart. It's a very clean chart. So it's in trend. Again, remember that how I always talk about moving averages, it's linear. It's linear. So good chart on that one. So that's that one. So Codex, I pretty much saw it gapping up, and the news on it, again, with these day trading low micro runners, most of the news is bullshit. Most of the news is just pure momentum. And this one, I believe, Codex shares are trading higher after the company signed definite agreement with Arabian Eagle to establish Co-Myra Diagnostic, whatever that means. It's just momentum. But as I mentioned, remember what I tell you, okay? Former runners can run again. This has gone supernova during the COVID years, okay? During COVID years, this was one of the hottest stocks in the entire market. And no one thought this was going to go to what it did, but it went to the high of what, 22? But it's pretty much the same premise, the big move, sideways moving, parabolic, but former runners can run again. And number two, look how neglected this stock is. It's neglected. Ever since COVID, it's been going pretty much nowhere, downhill. And as I was mentioned, the best, shittiest companies often run again. And volume trumps all, nearly over 1 billion. And I tweeted this. On my, it's called X, but I call it Twitter. I tweeted on Twitter. I got long roughly 45,000 shares of this thing, and I'll tell you why. And I didn't trade the best. Again, I don't really trade these that well, because you're always fighting near your entry. That's the difference between day trading and swing trading. Like on DVLT, I set a stop, I forget about it. On NAUI, I set a stop. Wrong one. I set a stop, I forget about it. With BE, I set a stop, I forget about it. Low of day. It's a strategy. It's simple because it works. It's a method because it works. Same with path. Same with ASTS, which is setting up for tomorrow, which I'll go over in a minute. But with Codex, with day trading, you're always fighting near your entry. Like you cannot leave your computer screen unless you have balls of steel. Whereas on other tickers, like the ones I just showed you, you can, because they're not going to go. They don't make drastic moves compared to how Codex did today. But this momentum is how you grow your account. I'm not saying not to day trade. If you can, well, I'm not going to advocate to overtrade. Don't do that. I overtraded today on a lot of things. I'm not going to go over. I'll go over tomorrow. But I'm not advocating overtrading, but just find out who you are as a trader. I've gotten to the point to where I can do both because I've been doing this for a while. For you though, you may not be there yet, so just focus on one thing at a time. Because that was long, DVLT, BE, and in UAI while managing this one trade here, but this one was taking most of my buying power. But it's pretty much the same premise on the intraday chart as how I talk about on the swing chart. It's the same thing. Stocks move in stairs, okay? It's a big move, pull back, and they go again. And it's pretty much what you saw here. And we talked about an ABCD pattern. I didn't come up with that. It was Nathan from IU. But that's a horrible chart. We should do it better. It's a big spike, come down somewhat, then go again. So we talk about how it makes the initial move, the pre-market ramp of the market open, comes back, bases a little bit, which is your risk level. Then you buy at C, risking B, and you sell into the spike. And it's pretty much what you saw here: the spike, the pullback, and the ramp. And this is the initial move. We can even call this again in A, B, C, and D. It sounds stupid, but I've been doing this for so long, I see it before it even happens. It's kind of weird. And that's what I waited for. I didn't chase this up. I waited for this to pull back, because the best stocks pull back. And that's pretty much what you got here. And I took up my initial first stab right here, above 70 cents. And I pretty much held the entire way. And I want you to understand something. I was talking to a friend today saying, is this going to go higher? You have to understand that volume will always trump all. Okay? Volume is always going to trump all. Most people can buy rather than go short. Most people don't even know shorts exist. So when a stock is, I knew this was going to trade over $1 billion a day, because before freaking noon, it was at like $700 million in volume. So it was only a matter of time, and we didn't really have a blow off top. It was moving in ranges. It was basing really well. And I pretty much sold, like with this, I can't get long and like go away off my screens. I can't. I have to be on my computer, which I don't like. Whereas with other swing trading positions, like I showed you earlier, I can't. I have the freedom to do whatever I want. I have price alerts on my phone. If they hit, I know what to do. But whenever I'm in a day trade, very rarely like Codex, I have to manage it, because it moves very quickly off the wicks, as you can see there. And I don't really like it, but it's how you grow your account. It's the same way how I did B, Y, and D. How I swung that one, which was quite well. I nailed it. But it's different, Codex, I thought it was going to have a gap. It did not. But pretty much I sold the rest of it in this range right here. And I sold the rest as it perked down. And because you never know, these shitty stocks can go down instantly. But whenever it did this, I watched it. Because this was pretty much like a midday spike. And I wanted this in the pre-market close like we had here. But we didn't get that. So whenever I sold my first initial trade on this was great. I sold pretty much, my average was about, as I mentioned, I think 75 cents. And I sold on a high of 110s. Great trade. I had 45,000 shares. So after that, I pretty much, again, whenever I exit a trade, I don't just go away. No, most of these have legs. So I watched it. Again. And I was waiting for that perk up, and that's pretty much what we got. And I got long at 110. Again, at 110 I got long, even more size. I got long 60,000 shares. But this is so strong, risking pretty much $1. So pretty big size, was that $6,000 risk? I think. I think it is. I'm not horrible at math. I think it is. Is it? I don't know. I'm only yeah, $6,000, which is outside my risk threshold. But sometimes you have to, if you see a high trade conviction setup, take it. So I took it, and I was up a big amount, but I got kind of stingy. I got kind of greedy, because I wanted this to do what BYND did, to gap up and have a nice, after-hour session. Because I mentioned this was a great runner, but I got long pretty much there. Well, no, I got long, pretty much swung trade there and bought it again there and sold pretty much dead top, well, pre-market. But I was pretty much looking to do that with Codex, and you don't want to have, whenever you're in the money, lock it in. And with these day trades, that's one thing I've been getting better at, is paying myself along the way, keeping me patience. And I did just that. I sold pretty much half. We had a halt. I sold pretty much half here, but the rest I pretty much rode to break even. That's what I did. I rode pretty much to break even. And someone over trading again. I got long at 110, risking $1, but I just realized that whenever I took the trade, I was not in the right mindset. Because this was one of those exhausting days when I'm at my computer all day long, and I don't like doing that. But Codex made me do that. So overall, I'm up on this ticker. I'm not gonna. Don't ignore this. This is gonna be a watch for tomorrow. The fact that this has volume and it's over one. I mean, the volume's 1 billion, so we'll see what happens. I don't think it's gonna double in volume tomorrow. If it does, it'd be crazy. Again, they could raise money. They're a shit company, biotech. But I'm gonna watch it. I have ranges set over 130, 125, and we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. So don't take this off your watch list. Again, the best stocks have legs. So let this base, let it build ranges, and we'll see what happens. Because I guarantee you, okay, as a short seller, there are some shorts who are short this overnight, and their worst fear is if this gaps up. Okay, because if this gaps up, and if they're short, then we're gonna go who knows how high. But keep it on your watch list. Don't just because a stock fades doesn't mean to ignore it. No. I keep a list of past movers, as you should already know. So don't. I'm gonna leave this here. Don't ignore it. I'm not saying this is gonna go again. No, I'm just saying that just keep it on the watch list because you never know. So that's that one. ASST, I did get long as well. Pretty much a sympathy play. Again, I don't day trade a lot, but when there's momentum, I'm gonna see it because I am a momentum trader. So I took a stab at this pretty much as it was breaking out high day here, and we didn't get it. I didn't like it, so I sold. That's a quick. I was pretty much like a $200 trade. Oh, short small. I mean long small. One I have long though overnight is GPUS. Same premise. These neglected stocks have been running lately. It's a theme. It's a trend. So follow it. I'm long roughly at 60 cents, somewhat chasing, but we'll see what happens on this one. Again, I know I'm over trading. I know I am. If this doesn't gap up, then I'm gonna sell. But it's just one of those trades. It's hot right now, so it's working. So that's pretty much all I want to talk about. Some that are setting up for tomorrow. Again, Codex, ASST, GPUS, day trades, momentum. Okay, it's different from the charts like I'm about to talk about now. ASTS is a setup. It's a swing trade. It's a 5-star flag. Okay, 5-star flag. 5-star flag. Again, big premise. We always talk about big runner pulls back on these moving averages and it builds a tight range, and we'll see what happens. It can go either way. This could be a mean reversion short, test that level and neglect back downwards. Who knows? It's about playing the odds. And that's another thing I wanted to get to. The point of view is shift your mindset to thinking in terms of odds. Okay? It's not about being right or wrong. It's about playing the odds. Okay? I'm not going to go in detail, but just look into it. So this is a setup, 5-star setup, and I did get long this pretty much at 77. Well, no, I got long this in this range right here. Again, I've been over trading today because I've been at home all day, and I'm at home all day. I overtrade. I'm aware of it. I'm getting better, but the premise was valid. It was not up greater than the average true range. Again, you don't want to buy a stock that's more up than the average true range. This is $7. And it's up only $5.75, so I could have bought this, and who knows. But it just, I didn't want to hold it overnight because of buying power issues. But this is still setting up very nicely. If it does have a continuation, that's awesome. But that's pretty much all. The quantum ones I'm going to watch for the rest of the week. I like how they are flagging on the daily chart as well. They're all basing quite well. RGTI is, I think, one day, so it could be a mean inversion, but as I mentioned, we talked about it, these moving averages, backside. Once it perks up though, that's going to be a potential entry over 42. Let's see what else. Path was one I missed. I was going to take a stab at it today, but again, that's not the initial entry day. The initial entry day was Friday, so I recognize that it's a no dice. And again, don't chase these stocks up, okay? Yes, you could buy it here, you could be right, but in the long run, that's not the right time to buy. The right time to buy is previous day, range break. So just be patient. Most of the best ones, again, as I mentioned, most of the best ones pull back, set ranges, and they go again. One I'm watching for tomorrow is QCOM. This is a quantum AI. They had good news today with AI, pretty much rivals they pretty much entry to the AI sector, a chip launch. So everyone's saying it's gonna be rivals to NVIDIA. So we'll see. It's speculation. And this is the thing I want to tell you about with swing trading versus day trading. Day trading is, I guess, they're all story stocks, you know, but the swing trading has legs. That's how you make the big money. And I'm watching this one because, yes, it had a big run today. I missed it off the news, you know, from 168 to 205. It's crazy. And everyone's wondering, okay, but I think this is still setting up very nicely. It has to price in the news in some sense. So we'll see. I mean, I'm watching this for a potential delayed reaction over 192, 190, over VWAP. So we'll see. Let it base for the next couple of days. It's only Monday, and we'll see what happens. And this could fade. Who knows? But I just think this has potential to go higher. The ADR is roughly 4%. It's quite low. But I think there's potential for potential opening range highs. And see, with day trading, you can make money, okay? But the big money is in swing trading. That's how you scale your account to millions, in a sense. And you can do it in day trading, but it's really, you need volume. And I think as you grow your account, you know, get to the big leagues, you're going to have liquidity issues. Because with day trading, you can push the stock because you're really in thin float. Again, I'm not saying you can't do it. I made money on Codex, I made money on GPUS, and I made money on Beyond Meat. So I'm not going to be a hypocrite. You can do it. But just, again, focus on your setups. I'm just trying to show you what I do most of the time, and that's trading setups like I've been talking about. But other than that, Open is another one I'm watching for the rest of the week for a potential setup. This is setting up a nice flag on the daily chart. And as I mentioned, a former runner is going to run again. So it's pretty much setting this nice flag pattern. So we're going to watch it. So, I mean, and of course, I love how this MACD is perking up. It's flagging really nicely. So in the short interest is extremely high. So I'm going to watch this for the next couple of days. And again, with swing trading, you don't want to buy it ahead of time. You want to buy it just right as it's breaking out those ranges. That's in also day trading as well. Don't try to predict things. No, buy it just right. So that's what I'm watching. Because it's just the short interest is extremely high. So I'm watching that one for sure. That's pretty much all. NVTS was a fail. That was that one. But yeah, that's pretty much all. Codex, again, I'm watching it for potential reaction. If not, it will likely fade. ASST could go. Who knows? We'll see what happens. But I'm long GPUS, and depending on what happens, I will likely do one Thursday or something. Just go over the state of the market. But yeah, that's pretty much all. Again, focus on your trades, focus on your setups, and just just take it one day at a time. And again, you don't have to trade every day, right? Just focus on you, and again, patience. I see a lot of people, whenever you come to the market, don't look to trade, okay? It's rule number one. It should be effortless, if that makes any sense. It should be kind of boring. That's how you know you're there, you know? But anyways, I'll see you next time.